Hi, my name is Ben Bond, and I just took a trip to Italy with GEO, the Global Education Office at George Mason University. Going into it, I was really excited for the food, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint. Let me take you on a short journey through Italy's greatest hits of the culinary world. Some classic Italian dishes that you probably know are pasta, lasagna, and risotto, and let me say, all three were even better than I could have imagined. The pesto pasta, the seafood pasta, and the pomodoro pasta, which is just pasta with tomato sauce, were all incredible. The freshness of the herbs, the beautifully cooked fresh shrimp and fish, and the homemade pasta were what made the food stand out above the rest. However, the best pasta you can find, hands down, was the pasta we made with Chef Moreno Maglia at Il Caminetto. We didn't just make any ordinary pasta either. We made the big brother of the tortellini, the tortellono. Tortellini are usually small and bite-sized, but these monsters were about 5 times the size. Hence why we were only served 3. Here's how we made it. We started by making the dough with durum flour and eggs, afterwards letting it rest for 30 minutes. While the dough was resting, we made the sauce with 3 forms of cherry tomato, whole, sliced, and pureed. We also made the ricotta cheese filling with herbs I'd never heard of, like lemon verbena, and herbs I did know, like basil. We then started to roll out the dough, very thin, and into these big flat sheets. After that, he pulled out the pasta cutter and cut it into squares roughly 2 inches by 2 inches. After putting the ricotta filling into a piping bag, he squeezed the filling out onto the squares for us to fold. It took a bit for me to get used to, but here's some videos of the actual pasta being folded. I loved the feeling that we were making our own food, and I'm sure I'll try my best to recreate it at home, even if I don't, get all the way as good as he is. He then boiled the pasta for 6 to 7 minutes and threw it into the sauce to finish off the dish and to make it, again, the best pasta dish I had in Italy. Probably one of the best dishes I had in Italy overall. One of the great things about Italian pasta was the variety you can get. There was some regular spaghetti, but some of the harder things to find, like tortellono, or some of the more oddly shaped spaghettis, really bring a new spin to dishes that you thought you knew. Another dish that I had that was incredible was yet another Italian classic, risotto. I know, this might not look like your standard risotto because of the black squid ink, but I promise it had all of the seafood you'd ever want and it tasted amazing. The creaminess and the flavor of the seafood really made the meal. You could tell that the dish was cared for and extremely fresh. The only thing that sort of disappointed me in Italy was the pizza. I think I may have had my expectations too high. The pizza was still better than the pizza in America, but just not as much as I thought it would be. The main difference between the pizza in the States and the pizza in Italy is the sauce. As I talked about before, freshness is very important to Italian cuisine, and you can taste the difference in the sauce. Another pizza-type food I had in Italy was a calzone that was shaped like a fish. The outer crust tasted really nice, and the inside was gooey and cheesy, everything a calzone should be. And finally, no trip to Italy is complete without trying the gnocchi. There were 2 types of gnocchi that I had. A more traditional one with tomato sauce and cheese that was soft, gooey, and delightful, and one with a salmon sauce that had little bits of salmon scattered around it. The salmon was fresh, and since I was in Venice, it paired perfectly with the little potato pillows on the plate. If I were to choose one to recommend, I think I'd recommend both. But there were also some unexpected gems that I had in Italy. The most unexpected being the sushi. The sushi was incredible there. The fish was so well prepared and uncooked that I don't know where I'd go to find sushi this good without going straight to Japan. If you ever feel a craving for sushi in Milan, pop down to Turro and try AMA Sushi. There was good kebab there as well. They had this creamy garlic yogurt sauce and this spicy sauce on the meat that when they combined together made this perfect pairing. The actual kebabs were good as well, with the slightly blackened chicken sticking in your memory, leaving you wanting more. Finally, I'll leave you with a place that you simply have to go to. I know, it's going to sound touristy, but the Starbucks Reserve Roastery was such an interesting place to visit. You get to see all the beans on display being moved from the bag to the roasting machine through these clear tubes. And after the beans are roasted, they're cooled and transported back through the tubes to either the machine that bags them for distribution to stores or to these gigantic storage vats that they have on display. I also got some pretty incredible coffee there too, unsurprisingly. Make sure to try the gelato made with liquid nitrogen too. It's not just for show.